Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. The Trevor Sean Audiocast. How's it going? It's been a little bit. I'm here, just researching, documenting. I've been keeping track. Don't worry. But yeah, episode 24. Thanks for checking this out. It's your first time here. It's just a space to document my journey for building a successful, valuable life. So I'm just trying to keep notes and document experiences that I have and experiments I'm trying and finding things that are valuable and meaningful and just testing things out to building a strong, valuable life that is successful. So in other words, I hope you find something valuable in here. I do a lot of dives into what matters to me from a self-improvement standpoint and understanding I don't know, just trying to understand how to build a meaningful life and a valuable life into things to gravitate towards, run towards, and also things to stay away from, steer clear from. So that's it. All right. So for today's topics, we're going to be talking about my work experiment notes that I kept. So just a rehash of my little challenge that I did for myself. So I'll be kind of tight. And then also becoming your best self. And I have a quote that I want to share that came up this week. So hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah, just welcome back. Happy August. 9th of August already, dude. It's crazy. Hope everyone enjoyed the Olympics. USA dominating, which is cool to see. Some really cool stuff. You know what was one of the funnest events to watch is badminton, dude. Like, those dudes get after it. And I'm glad that dude from Denmark won. So that was fun. Table tennis is pretty crazy. Obviously, I have a soft spot for the track and field events just because I did that back in the day in high school. So the 400 is my favorite one to watch. And the relays. I also enjoy the sprints, 1 to 2. The 8's fun. Anything past 8, it's tough to watch. But pole vaulting was cool. It's kind of fun to show my kids and have them understand how many people are watching this thing and how they are all competing against each other. The gymnastics was cool. So lots of cool stuff to watch. Hope you guys found something to enjoy during that time, since it's kind of the dry season for the sports world in my opinion. Middle of the summer baseball, it's fine, but nothing crazy. NBA is over. Not that I love NBA, but the playoffs are good. And dude, right before the NFL's coming back, baby, and college football should be able to have crowds. It's gonna be a good time. So yeah. And yeah, it falls upon us, man. It's like my favorite season. So love the energy. Just have that going back to school, wanting to learn something, starting something new. It's a good feeling. I like it. All right, so let's dive into this thing. So that work experiment. First thing, don't try to do something crazy like that right before you're about to go on a vacation and then have these obligations. So I was like about to go down to St. George to spend some time with my boss and his family, and it was a good time, but definitely didn't do any work. No way. But as soon as I got back, then I definitely found my footing, and it took me a second to kind of get there. But one thing I noticed is once I kind of leveled with the people that needed to know about whatever schedule I wanted to do, especially since I do a lot of my work for any type of side hustle, this kind of stuff late at night after the kids go to bed. I let my wife know, hey, I'm doing this, and you got to do it for at least 30 minutes. That's like my thing every freaking day until this thing's done. And she was like way supportive because she kind of knew what to expect. 30 minutes, not too big of a deal. Sometimes it went a little bit longer, but I did get at least 30 minutes in every day once I started. And a couple things, man. Number one, I made progress every freaking day, and it felt so good. It was crazy because I was just like laser focused on it. I was like, okay, this is my only thing I'm doing. This is at least the only thing I'm doing. If I only have enough energy for one thing, this is gonna be it. And I just focused on that like crazy. Sometimes I'd have some extra energy afterwards where I wanted to take a little bit of break from that, and I went and worked on some other things, which is fine. But I definitely made sure this was the top priority. I had my full attention at the very beginning until I got through at least that 30 minutes, which felt like a really good time frame for working between the hours of 9 and 12. So, and then another amazing thing happened. I finished my project, dude. So I think I told you I was working on this YouTube video that I shot. Man, this is a little embarrassing. I shot it like back in March, I think. And I've just been having the footage chilling and just dragging my feet on it. And I freaking finished it, and I got it published and up, and it's out there in the World Wide Web, just waiting for views, dude. So it was cool, and it just felt so good to actually work on something, see the progress daily, and I didn't care too much about, oh, you have to get it done today or anything like that. So it took like the drag of like grinding through something for long hours out of it. And I was just, hey, as long as you're working on it 30 minutes a day, then you're making progress. You can see it, which I did. And so that took away that kind of a stress from it. And then I was able to really work towards a finish line. And once I got it done and up and published, and it's like, those things are never perfect, dude. There's so much. Well, that's the thing. They're never perfect, but it got done and it got published and it's out. So that's done. It's gone. It's sent. Perfect. But once it's out, then you can like look at it and be like, all right, well, that's something. At least you made some type of a gain in a bar here, and then it gives you so much to learn from. Like something so stupid, dude. I was trying to do like all these crazy camera angles. So I had my main camcorder, which has the best definition, and just like for shooting wise, focus on me unboxing these headphones, these earbuds. And then I had my phone, and I was using a some type of a tripod, but I had it vertical. I don't know why I would set it vertical and the other one's horizontal. So I have like this vertical video and this horizontal video go like clashing back and forth. And then I decided to even like record my computer screen showing the syncing process, which is like super short, but I had to go try to match up the audio. So anyway, it was a fun little experiment, but I got it done. I figured it out and published it, and I learned a lot. So hopefully I'll be able to film with the correct orientation going forward, and make my life a little bit easier. So, but yeah, it was cool, man. Setting a singular focus like that, it's a little addicting. I want to do it again. So the next step is I'm definitely going to, a couple notes that I made from this is just, I want to try to get onto the next project quicker, because it was very, what's the word? It was just really invigorating to be able to work on something like that and actually see things move. That was cool. And you guys know me, dude. I have like so many projects that I feel like I want to like work on. And so when I'm doing all of those things, the progress is so slow. It's like you can't even see anything. And it can get depressing and can definitely drag. Things move quick. I mean, it's really crazy, but you focus on one thing for 30 minutes, you can get some shit done, man. And it felt awesome. So that was cool. And to go along with onto the next project quicker, I think that helps keep the momentum going and just kind of staying in the zone, because I was definitely in a zone for literally 6 days and I got it done. It was cool. And I think some of the benefits from that is like you get better as you're more consistent and as you're putting in really dedicated focused time on doing something. So yeah, definitely improved my focus. I'm just reading my notes. Only worked on one thing initially. I kind of already alluded to that, and yeah, got a lot of stuff done. So love this. Definitely doing it again right now. I'm on to the next video that I'm working on, and I'm also already starting to try to shoot the next video, so I have like the footage ready to start editing. Editing is definitely the longest part. Shooting takes a little bit of time just because I have to go research what I want to shoot, and then I have to kind of run through the demo of it, of what I want to talk about. When I'm doing any type of like, not that you guys care to know this, but when I'm doing like some type of a tech review where I'm just looking at the hardware or the device or whatever, well, it's not as intensive. Well, I guess I haven't done really a deep dive into anything like that yet, so maybe I'll have to do a couple like that, which will be interesting. But whenever I do software or app tutorials, it takes a second because I have to go play around with it and kind of figure out the journey I want to take, and kind of map it out for different features and how to use the app the best qualities, some things that don't matter too much, but make sure kind of encapsulate the whole experience, which I'm pretty obsessed about doing. So it takes a little bit more time, but still fun. I like all aspects of it, and that's the thing. Like before, I was kind of getting hung up on some stuff, and the thing about making those videos, at least for me, from my perspective with what I'm trying to do, is the whole experience is actually really fun. It's the creative aspect of going in, researching something, which I think is cool because it's something new and I get to check it out. Then after that, mapping out what I want to talk about and how I want to demo it and how I want to shoot it. So that's fun, creative energy that I could spend there. And then the editing process is interesting in itself, just because you're trying to really create something that's a fun viewing experience. And that's the least exciting, but it's also just good disciplined work, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. And so that's a good skill for me to have. And then after that, the publishing process, finishing a project and pushing it out, it just feels good. It makes you feel like you're doing something. So it's cool. So yeah, anyways, love this, doing it again. I highly recommend, if there's something that you want to do, then I really suggest just doing it. Like, map it out and set aside some time, and be conscious of your energy while doing this stuff, because like I said, there's like 2-3 days where I was just like dead tired, but I had already committed to it, and I was like, just 30 minutes, you just have to do 30 minutes, that's it. And I went and did it. Sometimes, well, two of those nights I actually went a little bit longer. And so it's crazy the energy you get from those types of things that you're working on. Just if you just get there and sit down and just start going, it's cool. All right. So I'm trying to make this super long, but this next piece, I came across something from Jordan Peterson, and it's a quote that I'm going to slaughter it a little bit, but anyways, this topic was titled Become Your Best Self. So he talked about, in this one video I came across, where we all have a responsibility to bring out the best of ourselves for the world. And he went on to talk more about, which I definitely agree with that. And he also mentioned how he always talks about how we're in this network, and we are, and we all have like these different skills and different things that we can bring to the table, and these different valuable things that we offer the world, and how valuable that is. And he talked about not underestimating how important we are, each individual person in this ginormous network, because we all need each other. And it's pretty remarkable when you just like really sit down and think about it. I think one thing that I struggle with a little bit is really trying to identify how much what is my worth and what is my value? Am I doing anything that is actually meaningful and valuable? I mean, like this, it's like, I don't know. You can argue either way. It's like I'm down here, it's spending like 40 minutes every 2 weeks right now creating this thing, and it's like, is there more valuable things you could do? Yeah, I guess. I'll probably, And I kind of go back and forth with that a little bit, but the thing about this is I can only try to be me, and I can only try to live the life, and I only have my thoughts, and got to carve out what I feel like is the most important pathway for me at any given moment, and right now I feel like this is going to be valuable. I feel like I've talked about in the past, if for nothing else, this is something my kids will have, and it's something I wish I had from my dad. So in that essence, I feel like it's valuable, and I think if it helps even one other person besides my kids, then that's the network. It's like how it works. And I mean, I think I'll look back and be like, okay, yeah, that was like an hour a week at the most that I spent doing this. I think it was pretty good time well spent, and got to document a lot of thoughts about different things I'm working on. And who knows, man, maybe I'll look back at my life at some point and watch through these videos and find some value in these things. So in my opinion, I don't think it's the worst. I definitely feel like there's way bigger wastes of time. So, but anyways, I digress. Back to like my main point. We all have this potential inside of us, and we have to be able to become something at some point in our life. And that quote just really spoke to me, because we all have something to give, and I feel like you work really hard at something and you're trying to put yourself out there in all these different scenarios. The one thing I really believe is the market's going to tell you what's valuable and what's not. And if there's people out there listening to this, or if it's at least me, or whatever purpose you're trying to serve, you're going to get feedback from it. And then that's going to lead you down the next path. It's either going to say, yeah, this is great, let's keep going with this. And then you're going to continue to fill that void as it gets bigger and bigger, or whatever. If it's not working and it's detrimental to me and then my family and my kids or whatever, then you're going to get that feedback, and you're going to start pushing away from that a little bit, and then you're going to try something else. So either way, you owe it to yourself to go down the path to see if it's something worthwhile. And then either that runs and you keep going down it, or it opens up a different spot for you to fork and pivot and do something different. So that's what I'm getting at. Don't underestimate the things that you want to do and the work that you could be putting in to do those things. Because, I mean, listen, I bullshit, and I'm just talking about a lot of shit up here in this podcast. However, I do put in the time to come up with these topics. I put in the time to think about these subjects, to think about quotes and ideas that come through my mind, and things that hit a little bit different, things that maybe I don't think are very important, whatever. And I'm trying to capture a moment in time that I feel like is really special and valuable for people in their life, which is like really right in their mid-30s, where they're trying to figure things out during a really stressful, crazy time, and it's nuts. So, and it's not even just about this thing. It's like there's so much. For my day job, I do event online ticketing, and yeah, is that the most important thing in the world? I don't know. If you had to ask me that, I'd probably say farmers are the most important type of role or job that you can have in the world, because it feeds everybody, right? However, everybody has their purpose, and everybody has their thing that they want to do. If there's a crazy shortage of farmers, maybe my intuition would like lead me towards that and say, hey, that's your calling, let's go do it. But as it is right now, that's just not how it goes. And maybe that's why this life has led me to being able to do something like this, and on we go. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. And yeah, whatever work you're doing, this is a thought I've come across too. It kind of just piggybacks on this, but gotta believe in yourself and what you're doing. And like I said, you're gonna fall down the path, you're gonna get feedback, and you're gonna get knocked around a little bit, and then you're gonna find which way you should be going. So if you hit it on the first try and it's the right spot, then just keep going, man. Get better at it. Otherwise, and most of the time, you're gonna get pushed around and knocked around a little bit, and you're gonna be bumped and whatever. But eventually, there's gonna be a spot that opens up for you, and you're not gonna find it unless you go down what's inside of you is trying to come out. If you don't ever follow that intuition, you're just not gonna find it. You're not gonna go. So that's my only thing on that. So go do what the next most important thing you feel like you need to do, and work at it and go. And then listen and learn and continue to grow. All right, I'm done with that. Sorry, I was a little rambly, but I think you guys got it. All right, and I just want to end on this. I got a quote, which kind of goes hand in hand with that. But it's from Friedrich Nietzsche, and he said, very common quote, I'm sure you've heard it before, "He who has a strong enough why can bear almost any how." So, hope that speaks to somebody. Hope you guys like this episode. And yeah, keep coming back. Really appreciate you guys listening. And to my kids, love you guys. Love you. And on to the next one. Peace out.